Hello, everybody. This is Mickey D with episode 76 of Stationeers. Okay, so it was actually a bug in the game. There's been another update, so the furnace is working again. I'm assuming I had the thought right after the stream ended that what I did was I tried to use my torch and it did not work. It would not light. So it means the atmospherics was broken. So I guess it was partially broken because it wasn't showing that it was broken, and we could vent stuff out, but it wasn't completely emptying the machine. And so it wasn't letting it light either. Um, so I just lit it real quick just to see, because we need 1.15 and 100 kPa to 10. So we gotta let the temperature drop just a little bit more, and we should get the Constantine out. Yeah, so there was an update actually, um, and it was I guess the atmospheric was not updating on in the rooms after you, like, I don't know, left or something, or between saves. I don't know. It was something. There was something with that. So we drop a little bit lower, and we should be able to get our Constantine. Our constant. It's probably, I'm pronouncing it wrong, but that's all right. So yes, we've got that. And as you can see, obviously the temperature is still climbing in here. But we'll go ahead and, if we let this vent out, now we've got to make some more Invar. We'll make a bit of that. I want to see if we cool the furnace off. How long does it take to cool this room down? And even though we do have, obviously we had some more heat, so we could have kept it. We could have probably tried to done the electrum, but I'd rather not let the heat out of to the rest of the base if possible. So it's I don't think it's getting quite as hot as it was. We should check and see what the radiator is outside too, because we might be overwhelming. I would not be surprised if we're not overwhelming the radiator. There's not a massive radiator system on the back side of this, and I am thinking about just carrying the line over and tying it into the main radiator system. Now the drawback is we are sucking in this hot air into the base for the system, so it is going to dump some into the tanks, and we could actually always just go shut that off. So we're dropping down, and the room looks like it is trying to cool off. The question is how long is it going to take to cool off? I think I do definitely want to put another door here and kind of make a buffer so we can, walk in here, and that way when we're mixing the atmospheres, when this is hot, it's not going to be a lot, so it shouldn't really change the temperature too much. And yeah, it's definitely cooling it off, and it is cooling it off a lot faster than it was, but obviously it's not keeping up, which we kind of knew. And our pressure's all the way out, so we can turn that off and let that drain out. And then very nicely, if this hasn't done anything again, oh well, yeah, because of the heat. But it was, when I came back in, it was actually drained all the way. It was in A, so there was no atmosphere in it. But yes, so we'll make a So we have it. We actually have enough. We can make 5 nuclear batteries right now. Yep, there we go. In A. So if we turn off the pump, the question is it going to? Nope, temperature's at 0. And it is slowly, dropping the temperature in the room. I wouldn't say that slowly, but it's definitely doing it. So we want to close that door. So we've bumped the temperature up, as you can see. It'll kind of equalize a little bit. And we can see this is the one that should be, yeah, see it's 238 degrees. So unfortunately now it's circulating, trying to circulate that through the base. The rest of these should be pretty good. 21, 20. Yeah, they're pretty much maintaining where they're supposed to be. So really it's this one, which we could actually add another AC in and add it to the loop so that it does get some additional cooling from more than one source, since they only cool down so much. But obviously it is working. So, but I'll run outside and see, after I change my battery, see what that radiator system's at. Because especially now that we're dumping 4 or 5 wall units into it. And let's go ahead and dump this into the fabricator. And we'll go ahead and let this vent out. Yeah, we can run out there. And I might keep this stream kind of short. This will basically just be a sort of the redo of what the last stream was supposed to be. I mean, obviously we did get the extra wall units put in, so there was a little bit of progress made, but with the furnaces not really working right, that kind of, messed up the main goal, which was to get the nuclear batteries made. And we'll call that good. Let's go check this. So what is our radiator system at? So, yes. So, yeah, our radiator system is being overwhelmed. So my thought is we either expand this one or we just run a pipe down and tie it into this one. Because this one should be... Oh, this one's actually kind of warm too. Oh, probably because we're dumping all the heat out of that. Yeah, so we're still dumping heat from over there. But we are now on the Mars and not Moon. It's a warmer environment. I think we still need to expand. So that'll probably be in an episode coming up. I have been kicking around the idea of making one centralized radiator system and then tying all the radiators around the base into it. And then that way, we can just expand it as need be to make sure that we're getting the cooling that we need. I don't know. I can see benefits and drawbacks to doing that. All right. Well, we'll go in there and make some more electrum. And we'll get some nuclear batteries made. And do I still have I do have it on me. So it's silver and gold. I think it doesn't need really high temperature and or pressure, if I remember. So 800 kPa is fine, and 700. Okay, so we can do the regular. Only fill it up to about 100 kPa. And I'd like to make, how much silver do we have? All right, we're going to use the rest of that silver. Since we do, Electrum has a few, uses besides the nuclear batteries. Um, and we need 100 to finish off the ratios for the nuclear batteries to get an even 10. And we're going to come in here where it's going to be quite a bit warmer. And yeah, I really got to add that switch in. We might try to do that this episode as well, because the batteries aren't going to take up all the time. And let's turn this down. And if I remember correctly, oh, and yep, it does outgas. So this will give us an extra 100 electrum to store in the, I think it's pretty much just the pipe bender, if I remember correctly. I don't think we need any for the electronics. And we'll let that vent out real quick. And we should just be able to kick it up to about 100 kPa, light it, and we should be all set to go. I guess the temperature is dropping decent speed. I have a feeling that the closer it gets, the lower the temperature gets, the faster it's going to drop. But it probably would help if we were not kind of overwhelming that radiator system. And I will have to remember to actually shut off the intakes before we run it. That way we're not going to pump all the heat back into the tank. We can let it just cool out in this room without dumping it into the O2 system, because that is going to end up heating up the rest of the base a little bit. But it's all right. The wall chillers will take care of it over time. So it's not actually bad. We might be able to do, I think if we upgrade the radiator system and maybe we'll add another line of wall coolers. Okay, so we are emptied out. I'm going to kick that on for a minute 50, a little bit longer. 85. A little bit higher than I was planning, but that should be good. Let's see what we're at. I think we're a little high on the temperature. Ah, the battery went dead. Really? Really? I need to read this. And I think too, as long as we're not, we dumped a massive amount in there last time, so we should not be jumping the heat up as fast. Yeah, I think we're over on our heat. I think we have to wait for our heat to come down. Let's go ahead and, I don't really want to leave it, but we need to change out our battery. Oh, the air's blowing me. Thank you. So, where is our electrum? There we go. All right, so 10K, pressure 2.4. Oh, so we're over on the pressure. So we can drop the pressure 2.4, and there we go. Very nice. Actually, now we can just vent the whole system. That's not too bad. We got it, not, and we started off pretty high. We started off around, what, 120 degrees? So we only brought it up by about 50 degrees. Saying last time we did, I did have the system kind of over. I just dumped a whole bunch in it. We're going to test. But we can go make some nuclear batteries. And should, let's get a little bit closer here so we can actually read these. Battery nuclear. And I think we can make 10. Yeah, we should be able to make 10 because we've used one. So, and of course this is probably going to kill our charge. And my thought is I pretty much want to swap everything over to a nuclear battery in the base. I'm not sure if 10 will be enough, but it seems like a decent amount to hopefully be enough. And from looking at it, a nuclear battery, I believe, holds actually a little bit more than the stationary batteries. I think it's 3.6 kilowatts. Stationary batteries hold 2.8. Oh, hang on. They've just released the patch notes for Stationeers. So let's see if they've got. I guess it's a public update. And let's see here. You know what? I don't want to do it this way. This is going to be a pain. All right, come on, go to Steam. Let's see if it's going to. Oh, of course it's not going to. Let's see. We'll go to try the news. Oh, here we go. Yep, basically Mars survival, portable solar panel, improved arts on the heavy cables, the sound issues, how to focus main menu, soy oil. So basically everything that's on the betas. Doesn't look like there was anything. Sometimes when they do a public release, yeah, so here was the bug with room data when was not cleaned up when session ended. Atmospherics would exit when deleting sleeper. Well, we didn't delete a sleeper though. Yeah, so well, sometimes when they do a public update, they add stuff that was not in a beta, basically. So it didn't seem to be this happen to be the case this time, I should say. Oh, those are going to take a while. And yeah, we're running our gas generator. Looks kind of neat. They're not really, they're almost going in order. But, yes. Too bad, oh, you know what? We could put APCs in and drain the batteries out of the, drain the power out of the batteries. But probably not really worth it, especially for the small ones. And, so we should be able to, we have 1, 2, 3, we have one for each airlock, and then one for upstairs for the solar panel logic, which honestly that large one does not need to be changed out. Where we don't drain, the system doesn't use, it only uses like 76 watts for that logic system. So we don't even drain it during the day. There's not really a point to change that one. So if there's one we don't change, that'll definitely be it. But hopefully this should be enough to give us, you know, a few extra. So we'll use, you know, one for each airlock. You know, obviously a soup battery. We want a spare soup battery, drill, the mining drill, the hand drill, and then we've got the grinder. So we should actually have a couple more left over, which is, you know, not a bad thing. We just have all these. They're just going to take a while to charge. So, and we should have, oh, we got some iron in, oh, that's right, because I was making the fire extinguishers. But we can turn this off now, and we'll take the electrum, which we have 19 in there. I think we're pretty much only using the electrum in there. Iron. We did have the iron in here. So I'm going to have to do some more smelting and whatnot, but because we do got more iron. We're getting low on that, and the copper too. So we've done a bit of a mining run and the gold, but we need to get some stuff melted up. I need to definitely make some more steel, but I want to let that room cool off before we do that. As you can see, the temperature has risen in the base a bit, and that's mainly from that O2 tank being kind of overheated. which that will slowly cool down. And I will probably let the base idle a little bit between streams to do that. Yeah, those are going to take a while. So maybe we'll work on that, try to work on that logic system real quick for the room. I would like to try to be able to keep the light on in there. I don't think we need memory. We do need a switch. I don't think we need math, unary, select. Okay, yeah, so we need that. All right, so we'll jump back in here, get that door shut, which we're not much higher than the rest of the base now. A little bit, but not too bad. Oh, we've got all these batteries on us. That's right. It's going to kind of tie up our inventory a little bit. So, and what I'm thinking about doing is, oh, you know what? We can do two. We can add that other door in. So I think we're going to want to put the door in like right here. Or just make like a 1x1 cube. Hey, Drake. And you missed it. We just got nuclear batteries made, finally. We had a bug with atmospherics, which they fixed. It seems like they broke them for a little while, but they fixed them again. So button is momentary, so we don't want that. We either want a lever or the switch, and I think we'll do the switch. And we will, let's see if we have the door here. And maybe we'll stick it there. We could always come in off the floor if we need to. It's this logic circuit right here is what's controlling the light. So we need to add a selector in. I think we just need to add a selector in. I think that's it. And yeah, if you missed the last stream, that was our failed nuclear batteries fighting with the furnace, trying to get it to actually light. Where do I want to put this? I do kind of want to move the light too. I've never really liked it there. I kind of want to put it on the ceiling, like in the center of the room, like right here. But let's get this circuit down first. The same map. Yeah, I don't have the server running. Or it is the same actually. It's probably still broadcast as well. I haven't changed the settings. So yeah, it is actually still running. So yeah, if somebody wants to pop in and do a, I don't know, mine or something, then feel free. I'm not going to complain about resources. I did do a little bit of work earlier today with getting a dedicated server up and running. It is actually up. I did get a dedicated server up and running. No, I should have all the mods off. And I did find out, I don't know if you have to have the mod downloaded or not, but PT3D, who was visiting the chat yesterday and is my real life friend, that just got the game like the other day. I jumped on his map. He had a mod enabled. I did not. I had the same mod downloaded, but I didn't do anything. You know, I didn't go into it and enable it or anything, and I was able to join his world fine. So I don't know if you actually have to have the mods, you know, either installed or enabled to join. I don't think that really, you know, as far as I can tell, you definitely don't have to have it enabled, because I did not have it enabled. Whether or not it matters if you have it installed or not, I don't know. But that was a three-way corner. Yeah, we should just be able to do a junction there. Yep. Ooh. Yeah, that's fine. We can do it like that. We'll do a four-way over here. And actually, we can do a four-way there. I don't think there's anything running. Nope, we're good. Yeah, so I did mess with it a little bit today. I went on the dedicated server, or I went on my dedicated server, which has basically just been idling except for my TeamSpeak. And I did get a map running. I was trying to set it to to Mars, and it would not set to Mars. So, okay, now I haven't used this for a while, so I've got to remember here. We want it to. What are we selecting? We're selecting the. Are we selecting the furnace writer? Or okay, no, okay. So if the value is 0, which the question is the room door reader 0. Okay, so if it's closed, then it's going to turn off the light. So we want that, yes. So if, or we could do it by the switch. So let's say if the switch is 0, oh, there's a little bit of a lag spike there. Let's try that. If the switch is off, and the secondary is going to be input number 2 is going to be the door reader. Let's see if I get this right. It's been a while since I used those select. Haven't had to use them a lot. Furnace room temp reader, furnace room door reader. So that's a 0 and that's a 0. Now I'm trying to remember what do we select? Do we select? Is this the way we want to do it? I'm going to go down in the basement and look where we have the other one. It is so rare. I think that's the only other place I've actually had to use those. Oh, look, we're getting some charging with our nice little nuclear symbol. And then we'll probably recycle the other battery. I want to make sure that we get them all charged first before we dump out the... No, and there's an autosave. Before we, you know, that would be really bad if we recycle all the batteries and then... Well, I guess the nuclear batteries hold such a charge that even if it's low, that okay, so base pressure range. Oh, if it's 0, it selects that, the override. If it's not 0, then it selects the high temperature. How are we going to want that to work then? I don't know if that would work. So maybe we would do then, because basically we're going to want to tell, okay, so if I still think we want to do the switch and the reader. Yeah, I know, we don't actually have it telling. Maybe the, no, not the writer. I've so confused myself on this. So we outputting 0, 1. No, so we want to say if, so we're selecting this. Okay, yes. So we're selecting the door. Right? I think this is the way we're going to want to do this. Because basically we're going to set this up as an override. Oh, shoot. We just missed it. So I'm looking for door reader, and it's furnace door. Again, I passed it. furnace door reader. So if that is 0, then we're putting out the furnace door reader. If that is not 0, no, that's not the way we want to do it, because that's not going to overwrite it. Because if we did furnace light, oh, okay, so let's do this. We're going to do switch. So if the switch is 0, then we're going to output the furnace door reader. If the switch is not 0, then we're going to output the switch. Right? Maybe? No? No? On. Okay, let's try open. Okay, on. No, that's not overriding. It's going to be a combination of that. So here's where I sat for like 15 minutes and I struggled to get this working. Oh, and I think we can finally, yeah, we can leave the door open now because we're down to 44 degrees, so it should be about equalized with the rest of the base. We'll go ahead and set our return in. We'll let this cooling spread to the rest of the base as well. All right, so select, switch. I think the issue is we're doing switch and switch. So if the switch is 0, then let's output the switch. Oh, and I keep passing furnace door reader. So if we close the door, nope, that's still not it. We need to output a 0. Right? Is that going to work? Maybe this is not going to work the way I think it was going to. So furnace door is 0. But we want to boot off the switch. If the switch is 0, oh, then we'll do the furnace door. No, it's the way we had it set up before and it didn't work. So if the switch is 0, which is reading 0 right now, that's reading 1. So if the switch is 0, then it's going to go by the furnace door. If the switch is not 0, then it's going to go by the switch. Well, that's still not working. That should work. Or do we need to make it the light writer? Because basically we want, that should be, switch is 1, so it should be outputting this, which is the switch, which should be a 1. Oh, it is reading a 1. Okay, so we've got to change our writer. Oh, that's what it is. So our logic writer input needs to be the select now. Yes, that's what we're doing wrong. So the logic select is output to the furnace light, and the variable is going to be on. So yes, there we go. So we open the door, the light comes on. It should ignore the switch, yes. We close the door, we turn the switch on, and then we've overridden it, and the light is on. Very nice. That's what we want. So yes, we did have that set up right. I just forgot. We've got to output it to the right. Otherwise, the writer's just ignoring it and going by that. So, okay. And that's the problem when you don't use those very often. You get confused on what exactly you need to do to get them to work right. I think they could use their naming a little bit better on them too. Oh, I should have left that one off. I want to throw that door on there. And I kind of want to move that client timeout. And we're getting some charge. Look, it looks like there's a little bit of a difference there. Reset client by timeout. Yeah, it looks like he's timing out. Which, who was able to connect? Yeah, he was not able to connect. Mash was able to connect. Oh, we can turn that volume pump off now. It should definitely be empty. All right, so let's go throw another door in there while we're auto lathe. Oh, actually, let's go check. We might actually have a door. Oh, so it says server is full? Oh, that's weird. It's set for 10 spots. Yeah, 10. I can change it to, oh, it's actually not letting me change the settings. Huh. Yeah, it's definitely not full. I mean, I'm the only one here. Let's do the door. Oh, there we go. Ah, copper. Oh, yes, they just did an update. Like 20 minutes ago. Or pretty much right before you popped on the chat. You were wondering how I had nuclear batteries? I made them earlier. After a failed attempt because of the atmospherics breaking and not telling us that it was broken. Oops. So, we do got to do some more smelting. Definitely. I'm just not sure if I want to do it on this stream or not. Okay, so we want to run. All right, let's pull this floor back up because, yeah, I shouldn't have put this floor back down yet. Yeah, there's some really weird. I mean, yeah, I know that's blowing in, but I might actually move that vent to be on the ceiling. I don't know if it's because it's the 3 here. It's just pulling the atmosphere, kind of making a draft. But yeah, we're definitely getting it keeps a pretty significant draft. Yeah, we'll put the door on this side. Or I want to say we want to put the wiring on this side. And I always make them all the same, but we do get a couple different doors. I guess we'll just do glass. That's what we've been doing. We'll just stick with it. Consistency. Now this should give us a little bit of a buffer, so we're not going to transfer as much heat to the rest of the base. So as long as we remember to shut that off, then we should, and we remember to close both doors. We close both sets of doors when we walk in. Then when we open this, we'll transfer a little bit of heat into here. It's obviously not that big of an area. We can open it up and go out, and we should hopefully not dump a ton of heat in. And then that way the heat will basically be trapped into that room. And why is that not closing now? Really? Really? All right, what's going on? Oh, is it? Oh, it was trying to place it. Duh. All right, very nice. So yeah, and that should isolate the heat in here quite a bit. Now, why did our heat, because we pulled up the floor, was there heat trapped underneath the floor? That's what it looks like. Because we've now jumped the temperature up in here. So we will shut that off and let that room cool off. And we're going to get a little bit of a kind of a pressure differential thing going on. But I guess it's... no, the nuclear batteries have been available in the game. Ooh, wow, we're drawing quite a bit of power because our gas generator, which is putting out 60 kilowatts, is not able to keep up. That, or we finally drained out all of our volatiles. And we still have the other 5 batteries to charge. Nope, we got volatiles. And we've got, 2.4 kPa. Yeah, we don't have a lot of oxygen. That might be what's limiting the system. We'll go down and check it. Do got to get, I want to get the system up and run. Let's see. That's our exhaust. There's our intake. Oh, yeah, we've got plenty. So the question is why was it not kicking in? Oh, I know why. Because the sun came up. It overrides it. If it only runs the gas generator if the sun's not up. That's why we actually dropped low. Yeah, so now we're charging on the sun. Well, we're trying to charge on the sun. Yeah, I might have to set a lower limit in there. Yeah, the game chat. I've seen you popping in. I see you're finally in. Are you standing in the airlock? You are in the airlock. I should go make a gun. Be nice if we could set up turrets. Just set one right here. All right. So our nice overly warmed up base. We definitely got to do some work on radiators and whatnot. Well, I didn't make a gun. Now, maybe if you were Dark Dragon, I would have made a gun. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Dark Dragon's never going to let me live that down now. Okay. So, I hate to say it, but we really need to run the furnace. Really? Pink? Okay. Ooh, we got really warm in here. Yeah. So we definitely, we've got nuclear batteries charging ever so slowly. I guess that's the drawback of the nuclear batteries. Though I don't know if there's a max on those. Now I'm hoping, and I imagine it probably does do it. Since the nuclear battery is so much larger, I really hope it's not going to be saying low battery, you know, quite often. Because it's going to be like, you know, where it's a percentage, it would be on that percentage for quite a while. Yeah, that one's at temperature, so it's not, it's kicking it off automatically on the logic circuit. Pink. Does it have a Barbie sticker on the back? Oh, it's at 51 degrees. Yeah, that's a little warm. That should still be running then. I'll just see if it's actually kicking it off. I might have the override set wrong on it. I know. No more teasing about the pink. Though I do have spray paint, by the way. Um, yeah, it's that should. Oh, you know what it is? There's a bug with the ACs where you've got to do two writers to turn them on, and one to basically turn the power onto it, and one to hit the start button, basically. Randomly, when you load up the map, they seem to have to fire in a certain order. And if they don't fire in the right order, it basically hits the start button before it hits the on button. So it's kind of annoying, and it kind of flips it back and forth randomly. Just randomly, I'll load up a save and like this one won't be kicking on. Um, I really wish they would set it. I've found sometimes it just depends on how it's wired up. I'll flip the writers, it'll fix it. But then, I'll load up the world 3 saves later, or, 3 sessions later, whatnot, and one of the other ones will be doing it. So I can't really see a way around it. I'm supposing we could probably set some type of timer so that the how do we do it? I think you'd have to get kind of complicated. You'd have to kick the writer on. You'd have to make it look that to see that the writer was on first before it's sent to the other one, I guess. You'd have to do a reader off. I don't know if you could do a reader off the writer. You'd have to be able to pull a value off of it somehow and do a. Oh, you know what? So what's the idle power on the AC? Because what we could do is we could do a select, and we could say if the writer is on for like power on, then we could do a select and say, this this writer is on, and then if this one's off, then this one's off. So that might be a way around that. I'll have to look into that. And now I've just been wandering back and forth around the base. Oh, it's in the airlock. Yeah, the main airlock. Yep, hidden in the corner. I thought you've watched the streams. All right. Oh, very nice. So we're getting some power built back up. Hopefully, some of these will be changing blue soon, and we can swap those out because I've really got a ton of these in my inventory. Though we can dump this back out. We don't need this right now. And I want to make. We've got to work on the radiator system. Basically, we're gonna need pipes. Are we still set up for pipes? No. But I think we're going to actually have to smelt some more stuff before. We're going to need lots and lots of pipe. We're going to walk away and let that run, and it can make about 60 pipes. Oh, you've watched the really old ones? Yeah. Oh, now this is going to suck because, yeah, we've got to get those batteries out of there. And I don't really, since they're nuclear batteries, I don't want to just throw them on the ground because, I can throw those cheap batteries on the ground and they'll probably stay there forever. And if I throw a nuclear battery around, then they're probably going to shoot out the airlock at some point and get lost in the map because that's just what would happen. My gross atmospherics. It was not gross. It worked for then. Though I do like the new system a lot better. Okay, and we're going to need pipe radiators. which I think we need steel for. Well, it's a, it's a work in progress. It's definitely working a lot better than it was. Was that I don't know, episode 74 when we fight with the furnace to get it to light? Oh, is it on YouTube? I might have to look that up. I'm sure there's references to. Maybe I'll watch that while I'm eating dinner tomorrow. Okay, that's enough collecting the. Are those batteries charged? I really want the stuff out of my inventory. No, I guess if I was intelligent, I would just throw them like in here for now. Look at that. It's amazing. We're going to make a huge batch of steel. Because we need... You never have too much steel. We need to make a huge batch of iron as well. But do we get enough coal for this? 2, 4, 6... Yeah. So we'll see how this does at... Well, we're not going to light it just yet anyway. Pressure differential. Stop it. Oh, I'll have to remember to leave that off. Oh, I wonder if instead of doing that, if we just put a motion sensor in. Ooh. I mean, the circuit would be the same. We just have to change it from the switch to the motion sensor. But it's a small room, so we should be able to cover it. And then that way, we don't even have to mess with it. It's automatic. Yeah, I'm just running in, though, because it's not lit. I just got to get this stuff in there. The stream has been, like, a little all over the place tonight, so... And since we've had a... I need copper. And I'm going to smelt a ton of the iron, so I guess I could use iron as well. And probably some coal. Don't need a ton of coal, but I'm going to use a lot of it, so we do need some. Oxides, though. Definitely need a lot of oxides. Though, no, don't worry about the oxides yet, because I want to change that. Yeah, I did. I was just putting nuclear batteries away. See the nuclear batteries charging? Ooh. I kind of wish they stayed like that when they were fully charged. Or the green little glowing, radiation symbol stayed like that. Looks kind of nice. And what was that B, Dark Dragon? Okay, so that should hopefully do us for a little while. Oh, did anybody count how much iron I picked up? Because I did not. 6. Oh, and we had one there too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to have an oddball number. We're just going to grab a whole bunch of coal. And we've got to let it outgas so we can come back either way. And we'll grab another. Not that. Not that button. That button. When it's the same ore going in. Oh, well, I also did notice that if it's the Regoloth, does not seem to outgas. So we could do pre-mixes, but that might not work out too well. So we have 400. That's a really odd number. So we need a 3-to-1 ratio. So could we do 450 divided by 150? I want to do a lot of steel. Um, we're definitely going to need it. But I don't want to do all of the iron. Yeah, so we could put 350 and 150. Or 450 and 150. That would work. And then maybe the rest of the iron. I don't think I have that much iron. And we could just go ahead and let this start outgassing. The cooling is working better in here. The thing is, I gotta remember to turn off this intake because I was sucking the hot air into the oxygen tank and heated up the oxygen tank, which basically spread it all to the whole entire base. So, yeah. And now that we have the other door in there, hopefully we should have, that should help as well. And let me get that out of there before I forget it's there. So that's depressurizing. And we can go ahead and open up both these doors right now because it's actually cooler, I think, in that room now than it is in the rest of the base. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Well, no, not really. 1, 2, 3, 50, 450 in iron. So if we added another 150 in iron, we could add another 50 in coal. And then maybe we'll turn the rest of that into iron. And then we've got copper, and we need to go do gold as well. Oh, yeah, I was thinking about actually automating that. So that if these are cooling, then it shuts that off. Or basically I could just do if the temperature's above that memory chip, it shuts that off. Something like that. Either something like that would work. And yeah, there's a few different ways to do it, but I want to work more on the radiator system. We need to. This is working pretty good, but we're kind of overwhelming the radiator. So it could probably work better if we could keep a bigger temperature differential. Yeah, there's somebody in here right now. Gopnik, who is Drake, by the way. But, oops, yeah, it's tab. Yeah, and it's kind of annoying. That's kind of. Oh, I think we got an autosave. No, we don't, because it didn't pop up autosave. Yeah, we're getting weird lag spikes the last few updates. But, yeah, see, that's from the lag spike. But, yeah, it keeps that up, and then you can't move around. It's nice it gives you your mouse, but see, now that's what they should do. You hit tab, you get your mouse, and then look, you could like be like, oh, I need this here. Oh, I need this here. Oh, I need to go to my suit. I mean, would that be that much? Or tilde. Hit tilde. Tilde's not used for anything in the game. I don't know. I don't know if it was just a bug and the map just needed to be I just needed to restart the client or what. But we did eventually get it working last night. So okay, and that should give us 800 steel. No pressure. And we'll kick. What do we got? Our volume pump on in 10. We'll jump up to 20. And there we go. So we have that turned off. We have both doors closed. And you see Dark Dragon, look at this. Got an override switch. Yeah, well, I deleted out all the backups. And I don't know if it was on this one or not. Because it seemed like the thought was maybe it was trying to download all the backups as well. Which would bloat the file size. Because the map size itself is only 10 megabytes. But you add all the backups on, and it is 524. Oh, look, it actually did 2 separate batches. That's interesting. They must have changed a max stack size now of 500. Very interesting. So, let's see. We are 112, 13 or so in here. If we come out here, close that door. So we're 105 in here. We can come out here, close that door. Now, the other unfortunate thing is we don't have a cooler in there, which we might add, because now this can cool off out here, that can cool off in that room, but that area is still going to stay at like 105 degrees. Or the thought, actually, we could just do this. We can leave it open on this side. It will cool off. Or we go back in and open it on the other side. I don't know. Oh, look, hey, batteries are charged. So we're going to put 500 in steel in that one, and we need 300 in, yeah, that'll be good there. And we're probably not going to have enough time to do it now, but I wanted to get iron smelted up. Of course, it's gonna outgas a ton into the furnace, so it's probably gonna drop the temperature too low. Yeah, I know. It's because we're charging 5 nuclear batteries at once, and that's basically equal to 5 base batteries. Actually, over, I think. I think the nuclear batteries actually hold more than the base battery. Oh, no, wait a minute. The base batteries hold 3.6 kilowatts. The nuclear batteries hold 2.8 kilowatts. Oh, yeah, we were there. We dropped it. I was going to say I should have left it down, so I just dumped it out. But we can just do this. We'll purge it while we put the stuff in. If I remember correctly, copper... No, no. I wish they would. I would like tiered base batteries. So, not that I don't mind having, like, we're up to 8, which we do. No, we've got more of a draw. I would like to see more tiers of stuff. So while that's depressurizing, I'm going to go grab copper. Because remember correctly, unless they've changed it, which they may have, the copper does not outgas. So as soon as we run... Oh, what was that? I need to make the chat last longer because I can't. It keeps... Let me change the gameplay chat fade. Change it to 10 seconds. Oh, he doesn't have the game. He just tells everybody else how to play. Let's see. So, let's drop. Take 8. 8. There we go. Nuclear battery in there. We get rid of all these small batteries. We're going to have a battery recycling party. Okay, those are all switched over. The suit is switched over. We get the handhelds to do as well. But I want to do... Yeah, I want to switch over the handheld. Make sure... Yes. That's the last thing I want to do is throw one of the nuclear batteries down there and then be like, oh, yeah. R. Does it run faster if it's on nuclear? No. All right. So, and we've got one more, which we will throw into the throw that into the mining drill for now. Oh, actually, you know what? Before that, I'm going to throw it into the tracker. The mining drill does not actually... you get quite a bit off of one charge. But the tracker's the one that I always worry about going dead. Since obviously if we lose the tracker, I mean, we could swap it with another battery, but... Oh, you want 6 mining belts? Okay. Well, I just saw should. I didn't realize you were actually asking me to make mining belts. But yes, I can make some mining belts. Okay. Wow, lots and lots of... We're just going to dump those. So, we will throw these to charge. The beacon is the base beacon. So we don't need... It's wired directly into the base power. We've got the... I should say it's the stationary beacon. So we don't need a battery for that. Yeah, but that's why I put one in the tracker. Because in a tablet for, you know, going mining and stuff, it's probably going to last forever. So it took us almost the full episode. It takes about an hour to charge those 5 batteries. Luckily, we have plenty of gas. So 1, 2, 3. There's airlock 1, airlock 2, future airlock 3, 1 spare battery, and the drill, or spare suit battery, and the drill. So 10 batteries pretty much covers everything. And then the only thing that would not be is the backup suit would not have a nuclear battery in it, and the solar panel logic would not have a nuclear battery in it. Which, that doesn't need a nuclear battery up there. Large battery's fine. And we'll probably just recycle all these. Because we could just do this. Now, they always say don't crush batteries. I wonder if they'll make it so, I could see the devs like one day for making it so that, you know, you throw your battery in the recycler, and all of a sudden it explodes. Nuclear battery. You'd have to do the APCs because you can't draw off the charger. The charger's input only. Really? Really? I'm going to be tracing... it's the tribbles. Okay. There, we'll get rid of all those. But it is kind of weird to be recycling batteries in something that's crushing the batteries. With an APC, yes. We could, and then you could just flip the switch. But in the same regard, we could actually have it set to, like, turn off. We could... hang on one second. Let me gather my thoughts here. We could set up a circuit that turns off one of the base batteries and then only turns it on and then only turns it on like if we drop below like 5% power or something, or if we hit a switch, you know, something like that. So we could do something like that and use it as a backup battery, you know, kind of emergency battery that way. Oh, and we got some regoloth. And, oh, that's not an input. That's right. And I found, oh, it actually rolled in. Yeah, you can't actually input, but if you just toss it, it will suck it up. Oh, no, reagent. It's just kicking it back out. Why is it just spitting out the reagent? Huh. All right, well, we're not going to worry about that right now. Iron. I am not going to put that one iron in there because, well, one iron's not going to outgas that much, I guess. Yeah. Yep, that is, what, you can't run them through the centrifuge anymore? No, that's what the centrifuge is for. Or is there... Oh, is it Regoloth and then reagent? Okay. Duct tape. Mining belt. Iron. Yeah, we'll make a few of those. Yeah, I don't think I've made one of those yet. Yeah, I always forget about that because we haven't really done anything with the plants. Coming up, I want to do the oxygen system. I want to, well, okay, not oxygen system. I want to start pumping in atmosphere from Mars and set limits so that, okay, there's 6 mining belts over here in the tool machine, or the machinery room. Um, yeah, so I want to pull in atmosphere from Mars, run it through the well, that's why we have the gas generator and we have the coal generator. That's our two that's our two backups. So if for some reason we don't keep like the hydrogen topped off enough, or we run out of oxygen, you know, whatever to do the fuel mix, if the gas generator can't run, we can kick in the coal. Well, that would be plain stupidity and laziness on my part if I run out of both fuel mix and coal. And it's also why I keep 50 in the base, or in the generator anyway, of coal, which isn't going to go a long way, but we could shut off all the circuits except for like the airlocks or something. It's also the reason why we keep a spare oxygen nitrogen tank ready to go at all times. Okay, so we will kick this on, and we can get the iron. I'm going to kick that off, and we're actually going to leave that open. And so we've got some iron, and which machine did I want to put? Oh, we're definitely going to want iron in there. Now, hopefully before it cools down, I'm going to run a whole bunch of copper through it, because we always need more copper. I actually need to run some gold too, but I'm pretty sure that gold does outgas. And if we drop these in, we should start getting ingots back. And I'm actually going to close it because I don't want 5 tons of... actually, I do kind of want some of these split up. So we're going to get... This'll stock us up quite a bit. So there's that should be like 150. We can let that drop out. And then that way we can break this up between some of the machines. Pretty easy. And if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure the gold, we've got 2. But yes, I might add some more. I've heard it's 1, a good ratio is 1 per, 1 per cube, or frame block, basically, of volume inside. But honestly, you only have to get it up. You don't have to wait for it to get to 100% when you're coming inside. Okay, so we want some copper in there. We're going to want, I think, a little bit of copper in there. And then we're going to want some copper in there. All right, and I want to get some gold. Now, unfortunately, I do believe the gold outgasses, so it might drop us too low. This will be good. We'll be all set on, you know, obviously we've got Gopnik helping out with mining. Oh, and pressure differential, I should say. So let's see, we're at 1647. Oh yeah, it outgasses. So it's probably, we'll just do this. We'll make it in small batches because we'll get what we can before it drops the temperature too low. We might get a couple of batches. But I don't think, yeah, it's probably not going to get that. I should have put the smaller stack in first. Oh, we're going to get it. We're going to get it. Ooh, very nice. We might actually get the last stack. Since it's so small. Oh, very nice. All right. We'll let that vent out. Ah, there's some smelting. What, this one? This is 238. Or are you talking about in the other rooms? Yes, it is heating up the base. But we've, well, we're going to be hotter over here because it's pulling out gas from there. Yeah, see, we're like 117, 115, 108. Yeah, away from the, away from that room is obviously cooler. Oh, very nice. Yeah, see, we're at 610 degrees on our oxygen supply. So that's why I was trying to get some stuff ready to revamp the cooling systems. Because obviously, when we are not running the furnace, we're pretty much fine. Do we have some gold in there? We do have some gold. So I'm going to put the 13 in there, which will probably be good for that. It gives us 50. And we'll put the other 50 in here. That'll give us a match pretty much of gold and copper. Did we not put iron in this one? I only got 16 iron. I think we put most of it in there. Yeah, I forgot we had a bit of iron in. So yeah, that's like, oh, he's just being unorganized. Make it a mess. No, that's fine. I am really hoping one of these days soon we will get oh, the air pressure. Yeah, that's because the temperature increase. So the active vents themselves will only pressurize to 101 kPa. Oops. But if it's if it pressurizes it to 101 kPa, then if the base heats, if it heats up quite a bit, obviously it's going to raise that pressure. Lead, coal. Yeah, we still got plenty of coal. I wouldn't worry about collecting any coal, Gopnik. And yeah, definitely we're going to need some copper. All right, so we've got some pipe made. We need some more radiators. Now that we have some gold and whatnot in here, we should, yep, steel and gold. We should be able to make quite a few. Oh, Gopnik, Dark Dragon says hello. And I'm thinking what I should do is I should just, I probably don't have, that's probably not enough. Because I'd like to wrap around, tie the furnace one into the other system. Otherwise, we're going to be tying, we're going to have to be doing the whole run back and forth with the canisters to pressurize the system, which I'd really like to avoid. Because that's it cooling. It's as you can see, the suit's not cooling all the way down to 100 and to 20 because it's fighting to cool the suit. So it's bouncing in between those because we're up to 204 degrees in here. But that's okay. That's why we're working on increasing the cooling. Which we could put some more ACs in here too. Probably wouldn't hurt. I mean, we do know it pulls it down over time, but I don't mind. We've got nuclear batteries. We're not going to run out anytime soon. And since we know we're going to be running a ton of pipe, well, actually, how much iron did I put in? 300. I don't want to make that much. Yeah, we're not going to. I was considering just turning it on and walking away. But I don't want to. Yeah, which I don't get why this room seems to get. I noticed this room gets hotter than, say, like out here. It's kind of strange, especially since this actually has no cooling. Oh, look, there's more magical ores floating around. I must have missed those when I was combining up the stuff that it kicked out earlier. Yeah, it's fine. It's is the sun up? It's fine until we're gasping for air. Yeah, they're charging. We could turn those off as well and let it charge up. Now let's see. Resources. Ah. Yep. I imagine it's the ACs running in the cooling room. It's since they're all running, it's killing the power. That and the nuclear batteries are charging. And we can actually shut that one, that one, that one. Actually want that one to run because how much do we have in pressure in here? We're at 17 degrees. That's probably actually cooler than what the radiator system is at. Oh, look, that's dropped. Yeah, we're not at 600 now. We're at 329, so that's working. And nitrogen still at 62, which is warm, but we're actually going to shut that off because we're doing the 100% mix right now just because we don't have enough nitrogen. We're only getting trace amounts back. It's fine. It's cooling down. See, we're at 312 and dropping. So, but by not having all of these on, that will save us quite a bit of power. Especially since we know the radiator system is quite warm right now. Yeah, you can swap out your tanks, that's fine. And yeah, just make sure you put the nuclear batteries back when you're done with them. Don't log off with them because it will be it made just enough basically. Oh, you can throw them up there and charge them. And then that way you can swap them back. Oh, okay. So we get those out. Now I'm going to go out and put expand the radiator system a little bit. And hopefully we don't expand it so much that we drop the the pressure in the yeah, it's the ACs running to cool to keep everything cool, especially since they're absorbing heat from the base being warm. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, maybe we'll throw. You know what we could do is we could actually just do a line of vents going around the top of the airlock, one in each block. I bet that would probably drain pretty fast. That might be a little bit of overkill. All right, so we're gonna need that, and we're gonna need the wrench. Who, me? No. Oh, was I singing the theme song? Yeah, no, I always do. I always do their theme song. I do it at work when I'm having a really crappy day too. Oh, and of course, yes, we have the giant. Oh, autosave? Maybe, maybe not. I think I was doing the McDonald's theme song. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, I probably will. I want to get the. I want to get the uh pulling in the atmosphere from Mars because we can keep the CO2 tank topped off from that. Because if you don't harvest it, then they still keep drawing the CO2, and we're draining the CO2 tanks because of that faster than we can, generate CO2 when we were on the moon. But now that we're on the Mars, I want to set it so that um, we can just leave stuff in there, and if we haven't harvested it, that's fine, and if we have, then it'll continue on. But that way we'll be getting we'll get some O2 from the atmosphere, but then we can get some from the greenhouse as well. And I'm sticking this in here, and I don't really know if I want to put these on here. Because I do want to move that other smeltery outside. And that's what the other reason I was thinking about just carrying the line around. To the other radiator system, which we still do need to expand anyway. Oh, that line's going to be in the way, isn't it? Which we're going to move this eventually anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. We'll just tie it around on this side. Actually, we want that to be a T. T junction, very good. And we'll do a straight and a straight. Oh, we only had one. I was thinking we had two. Okay. Now, what is our... I don't think we should have dropped below the limit, especially with its... Yeah, 2 MPa. So we're still good. Wow. Yeah, we've got... we had almost 600 degrees Celsius in our radiator. I would say it definitely did absorb the heat. I can see why it's not cooling off that great. Even here, which is coming down off, that's off the furnace line. Well, this is the main radiator system. So we've got almost 300 degrees Celsius in there as well. Well, 100, 200, it varies. Oh, this is the intake. Okay, this is the intake, so 293. The actual radiator system is, which that's the coming off of the furnace, or what's recirculating, so that's the air coming back in from the base. And then we're at 200 degrees Celsius almost on the actual main radiator system. So we definitely need to expand that as well. And I think just not having it, you know, really I should just make sure I have those intakes turned off. In the furnace room, so I don't dump all that heat into the... Okay. And I am just filling this up with pipes for now. And we'll probably, we could pressurize this a little bit higher too. I would like to do some more testing on that, since we do... These aren't in the sunlight. These are blocked. Because the sun rises on this side, sets on that side. So there's no sun that comes in from this angle. So these are in shade all day long. So we get the max cooling on them. Oh, and here, this is only coming off the furnace, so I'm not worried about this. This is already, if this ever comes out, this is at like 600 degrees anyway. So we're not, this is just to give us a little bit of cooling before it starts tying into the system. The plan is that we're going to add a line of radiators down here. I just always forget to do it. And now that we're actually doing this, it might be a good time to actually put that in. And I've got to see is, I think, let's grab 2 pipes. I want to see, is that a, okay, that's just a corner, not a 3-way. Because we've got to watch, because this ties in. Yes, and we can do a corner there. Though we could put that at T because we're gonna. Oh well. Yeah, let's go grab another pipe. I've probably actually got to end the stream soon because we're already at an hour and a half, as it is on the stream. And I've actually got to get to bed very soon myself since I have work tomorrow. And I've got to get up earlier than normal as it is since, oh, and the atmospherics just crashed. It never fails when you're messing with pipes. And whoever before suggested that you put a valve in, that did not help at all. I tried doing that and breaking the circuit into smaller sections did not really seem to make a difference. All right, really? There we go. So we can do another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 times 2 plus 3, 4, 5. So we're going to need like 42, I do believe. 43. Yeah, 43. Yep. Excuse me. Yeah, I can tell him. All right, so yeah, that'll get that. And we're going to charge our jetpack too. Oh, we can't charge our jetpack because, oh, well, actually, I guess we can. I don't know if the base will still, I don't think the airlock will actually, yeah, no, it's not going to actually pressurize. It actually probably won't change the pressure at all. Look, we have a magical force field. Those floor glowing red lights keeps the pressure from changing. Now that sucks because that means the base is not going to cool down anymore. No, I think the burn temperature is higher than that. I think it's 600 and something degrees Celsius is the temperature that stuff starts burning at. And usually it's the wiring that goes first. Okay, what did we need for more radiators? Pipe, radiator. Gold, which we did dump a ton in here, so we'll grab it from there. Yep. Oh, what was your message? I didn't see it. I missed it. Oh, Gopnik, I'm supposed to tell you to never trust a fart, especially in space. We're going to have a massive pile of radiators. Let me see. How much? We need 3 gold. Oh, that should probably work out about right. 46. Yeah, we'll end up with a few extra. Yeah, so gold, steel. Yeah, the gold's going to be the so we've already used up all the gold. We're going to use up all the gold that was in there. We've got 50. And yeah, so Gopnik, if you want to focus on grabbing gold, I'm pretty much using up. I think we've got a little bit, so not too bad. But yeah, we'll definitely have to get some. Yeah, and I think we're all set on copper for now. I mean, well, if you grab some, that's fine. But I think gold is gonna be the main resource we're gonna need. And I did. We've got some iron, so we're all right on that. Coal, yeah. How are we doing on the batteries? 21%. So yeah, they're still charging. Honestly, I can leave those doors open because it can't transfer the heat since the atmospherics broke. Oh, and that's weird. The air conditioners are counting broken. I tried doing that, and it completely broke the save. So here's the weird thing sometimes when you do the pipes, that you have to pull these back off and put them back on to have the actually run correctly. I'll wait since the atmospherics are broken and see if it might just not be counted as connecting to the pipe network. So, and actually I don't need to go in there, so I can just leave that open or closed. 25% power. All right, so we'll get, yeah, so yeah, I tried deleting out, I think somebody was saying delete the world bin, and that did not work. That just completely broke the save. What I can try doing is I can create a new map. I can set the seed to be the same as the seed because that is in the settings. It'll tell you what the seed is. So I can set it to use the same. I could set it to use the same seed. And then that should generate the map to match what it originally was. And then maybe I can use that, is my thought. And use the world bin from there and see if that gives me a fresh map that would actually match what the base is, sitting on. So let me see how we have. We can make a few extra. We've got that. I'm sure we can find a few spots to put them. We're gonna need more radiators. There's no way around it. Yeah, that was my. I thought about that last night, but I was up so long messing with trying to get the server or trying to get the map to people being able to join the map and whatnot that I went to bed way, 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 way late, or AKA early this morning. Like, sun was already back up early this morning. So, another reason I got to end the stream soon because I actually did not get that much sleep last night. I think it took him a few tries and then he finally got in. And obviously we're not going to pressurize or depressurize. And hang on, I got a cough. So lovely solars are tracking. So we made a few. We've got a few extra panels, so we can kind of spread them around to some of the various systems that could use, a few more. Why not? I don't know if I can put one on. That might count as a. I think that's all binned, so it's not gonna let me put one there. All right, but let us. Oh, I should have checked and seen. I don't think I checked to see what the pressure was in this line since I kind of expanded it. We definitely want to don't drop. Wow, this one we have. Oh, this one we do have a purge system set up on. So if we contaminate this one, it's not that bad. It's relatively simple to purge it. Obviously, while the base is overheated, is not the time we necessarily want to purge it. And I don't know how well. I didn't want to put one there. I don't know if that'll actually do anything like that. It might. I mean, some of it's exposed, but I could just see it causing issues. And then what I'll do is probably trim this back a little bit so that those aren't. We'll come out here with a pickaxe and kind of. Actually, we can do it with the mining drill. And now that I think about it, while the base is where the atmospherics are broke, is the time to do it because we can run in and out with no problems. All right, so that should give us quite a bit more. Oh, the atmospherics broke when we were doing this one, didn't it? So we're not actually. That's probably not actually reading right. Well, it is actually reading at 500 on 5 MPa on all of them. So that might actually be reading right, but I'm not going to trust it because what does that line run to? Is this the rest of the intake? Yes, that is the rest of the intake. So we can actually put radiators on that as well. I wasn't going to because I think this side does face the sun, but they still do work. They just don't work quite as well, and it's not like there you lose 75 percent of the efficiency or anything like that. It's a pretty low amount, if I do remember correctly. I don't know how long he took the load. I don't know if it's is there a record of it in the chat? Is there? No, there's no timestamp. Oh, yes, there is. So he initially joined at 11:23. 10:23. No. 11:23. And then he actually that might not be reading right. Because I don't think I can scroll back on the console. So I don't know if he tried to run back before then. Oh, see, he says it took a few seconds. And oh, is that a save? It might be a save. Oh, suit damage. It's lies. Which, since the atmospherics are broke, my suit will probably not depressurize. Oh, and I just ran out of jetpack fuel in the middle of the very deep hole without a pickaxe on me. You know what? There's a way around that. Who says you need nitrogen? You've always got emergency jetpack propellant on you. Even if you have to stand there for an hour to wait for it to fill up. Random spacesuit parts. Oh, that would be funny. So you think I should just like take the helmets and drop them outside the window and just leave them there? So oh, I wanted to well, I used them all. It doesn't matter. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, those batteries take forever. Okay, unfortunately, atmospherics are broken, so I can no longer charge my jetpack either. I don't know how much is in here because I know he did swap it out earlier. Oh, that's not too bad. And how much is in my... Oh, I've got plenty in my O2 tank. I would drain my waste tank too while I'm at it, but... Uh... Oh, I turned it off. That's right. Duh. Yeah, I was letting the base charge up a little bit. Yeah, I was like, oh, those are taking forever. But, yeah. Well, atmospherics are broken anyway, so I don't think these ACs are actually doing anything. I don't even know if they're actually still drawing power. They probably are. It probably just draws them at wherever it was at last time, or when they shut off. And you know, one circuit we still got to do. We need to add a buffer onto the filtration so the filters are not running all the time, because you know we have the filter on there to let the tank pressurize a little bit. But since we are since we're pulling in on the returns, it's basically making the filters run all the time. So I'd like to like let it go up to like 2 MPa or something in the system, and then run it until it gets down, and then let it fill back up and run it until it gets back. You know, we'll leave a buffer basically, and then that way we can shut the filters off for a while. Um, if we're not, you know, uh, if we're not needing them for something critical. You know, say we're completely out of volatiles or something like that, and we need to let it run. Yeah, so we just need to add like a min-max range, basically. So let it kick in. And I think you have to do it with a couple of writers and some memories. And basically, once it hits it, it rewrites it. I believe for the frame blocks, which is now our floor would actually blow out before the walls, but pretty much all of because it's iron and not steel. Um, but the steel frames, they never blow up. So we cannot overpressurize the base. We would lose the windows first, which is 200 kPa. Composite walls will go up to 300 kPa, but iron frames and steel frames are basically infinite. Kind of like how the gas tanks are infinite, except for the canisters. And we would, the airlock doors will actually go up to 1 MPa. But we would blow out the windows in the greenhouse and the windows in the living quarters, as we want to call it, before, and then all this has the iron frame behind, or the steel frame behind it, so these would never blow out. I should actually see. How would we have to do that? I guess we'd have to hook a. Oh, see, now we're gonna find ores all over the place for like the next like 4 episodes. All right, and we still got to do some section of wall. But now that we have all that steel, I can make up some steel, some composite walls, And I really got to add another light over here. Um, all right, Gopnik, if you want to head back, I've got to end the stream here shortly. All right, so next, if we did all of the, yeah, Dark Dragon, um, if we pulled out the windows, so if we change these two windows to be steel blocks, and if we change these two windows to be steel blocks, then yeah, we could theoretically pressurize it up to basically just shy of 1 MPa. You'd probably want to go to like 900 kPa because if the base heats up, it's gonna basically increase the pressure. Or you'd have to have a passive vent with a back pressure regulator to bleed off because you would be so close that you definitely not want to go over it. And I did have that happen. I had my first base on my very first map when I was just kind of figuring things out, and I was doing the whole just throw the ores in a room with the portable scrubber to like get the gases. Yeah, um, it was. I blew out. I threw too many ores in the room, and when I shut it, and because I had it pumped out through the, I basically had like a 3 by 3 room that was just it was had a heater, had the portable heater, and had the portable scrubber, and then I had that on the base with the pipe running through the wall to go out to my tanks and stuff. And I wasn't using it to work in or anything. I was just using it to smelt or gases. Um, and yeah, I oh, yep. So those got a little while, not too bad. Um, and I threw too one time I threw too many ice piles of ice ores into the ground, and yeah, it ended up blowing out one of the iron walls because they only go about to like 150. Uh, um, yeah, well, you missed it the other day. I had dropped my atmospheric tablet in the airlock because I needed inventory space and I didn't want to take it out with me. And I opened up I'd gone out, I think, the airlock over there and come back in, or vice versa. I can't remember. Oh, I think I went out this airlock and I came in this airlock. So the airlock in over there. And so I had to cycle it from this side. And you can't cancel it. So it has to cycle to 100% KPA, or 100 KPA. Um, and yeah, so when it finally cycled, it was at 100 kPa, and basically it shot the tablet at me, and and I just kind of like I came over to it right as it opened up the tablet. I saw the tablet come whipping around the corner, hit my suit, ripped a hole in it, all kinds of fun stuff. And there is a little bit of a different shade on the orange and yellowish. I thought so. It seemed like it was doing that earlier. All right. And we'll just leave everything. Yeah, unfortunately, I'll have to let the base idle tomorrow to finish cooling down and check and see what the radiator system is at. Hopefully this doesn't drop too low, but we do have this little purge system set up, so if we need to bump up the pressure on the radiator, we can easy enough, or if we need to purge it because we contaminated it. I just want to make sure all actually the airlock doors are closed up. Oh yeah, that's fine. I do appreciate the mining run. I'll get that all organized and tidied up before the next episode, if I remember they're there. Yeah, I don't know if I'll do exactly the 50 or not, but I might I might bump it up to something. The 50 is like, I mean, it's great for like between streams if I just need to go grab like something or like oxides because you have to get like just stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of oxides. Um, but since we don't usually do mining during the stream, it's more about building and whatnot. Uh, you know, there's not really, if I only have to go spend like 20 minutes, half an hour to go mine, opposed to like 2, 3, 4 hours, to fill up, then yeah, it definitely makes a difference on the gold. And I don't know what is up with that. I actually might want to look because there is a mod that does an ore rebalance. So it makes and there's a kind of what is it? It's a there's a it rebalances the ratio. So basically everything is as common as iron. Um, but it does also make it so that gold like mines a lot harder and slow. It's like harder. It mines it slower than what like say iron mines at. And I don't know why. Um, yeah, it does that too a bit. Um, but it makes it the mod. Yeah, I know, and I don't get it. It doesn't make sense from a balance point. I mean, it's if anything, you think the iron would be the hardest because you need it for like everything. So if they were trying to balance it for some reason, you know, I think I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why the gold is so much harder to mine. And well, no, the other mod it makes it so that gold mines as easy as iron and all the other resources. Um, there's a mod that basically when you mine, instead of getting like 2 to 4 or whatever you're gonna get. So like I say iron, when you mine, like normally you mine, your one little outcropping deposit, whatever, you get like 4 iron back. There's a mod that lets you, when you mine, you get a full stack of 50. So you can go out and get like, you know, you'll basically never really, you'll, one deposit will last you, quite a while. So you can go and mine, and like gold, when you mine gold under the standard settings, you only get like 1 or 2, I think maybe occasionally 3 pieces of gold. So it with the low amount you get, really again, son of a yeah, I'm gonna have to put something in for that because that line blows all the time, and that is really annoying. Yes, it's because it's auto igniting inside there. I don't know why. We have the line, the exact same setup, right behind the furnace, and it never auto ignites. But yet this one auto ignites all the time, and I don't get why. And I've put a bug report in for it, and they think that there's I don't know. They think they want a copy of the save, and I just haven't ended up sending it to them yet. And I think I lost my wrench. Where's my wrench? I've lost my wrench. Um, yeah, I've lost my wrench. Hey, there it is. Okay, that is the drawback to them being a dark blue now, opposed to being like the white that they were. So anyway, we'll just turn it off. It is on a logic system. It's actually on a logic system right here. And I don't know why it keeps, there was a pipe analyzer right there. And every time it ruptures, it blows out the pipe analyzer. Same thing as this system right here. So pipe analyzer runs down into the logic system, and then it controls the mixer to keep it from blowing. Um, and that's the same thing. It's the same circuit like is here, and it's the same circuit that's on the furnace. And yet, for some reason, this one will keep igniting the gases. Yet the one that's in the furnace, which is the hottest spot in the base, does not. And it's some weird bug. But like I said, the devs have asked me to send them a copy of the world save, and I just haven't got around to it. It wasn't doing it, so it's like it'll go like a week without doing it, and then all of a sudden it does it again. So, and I tried changing out the whole. I've changed out that whole entire thing like 3 times. Like, literally built like it's not getting over a certain amount. It's the problem is that the gases are burning inside the pipe, and then that's making the pipe explode. You can't move the pump down one. You talking about the mixer? You can't move it down one because you can't connect those directly together. But we also need a pipe analyzer right there, like this. But that should literally not be able to burst because the pipe analyzer is kicking it off. But the problem is what's happening is even only pressurizing it to 9550 kPa, which we should be able to go up to 60 MPa. It's basically igniting, and then it does. These both lines are tied into the air conditioners. So it normally does not come out any hotter. Yes. So no, it shouldn't be because when we've tested it before, both of these have been um, uh, really low, like 20 degrees Celsius, basically, and it's ignited then. These circulate. So anything that is in this system up until that mixer is getting cooled. So, and anything that's up until that mixer. So unless there's like a mixer or like a back pressure regulator, all this is getting cooled. All these pipes are getting cooled to the same temperature as that tank. It's all part of the same system. Yeah, that's because I was running the furnace for quite a while. Um, but and now the atmospherics have broken. Yeah. Yeah, but that's nowhere near enough. I mean, we're under one. We're at less than 1/10 or 1/6 the max pressure on that one section of pipe. So even if the base was up at 600 degrees, that shouldn't expand enough. But either way, it shouldn't ignite in there. All right. I know. I'm surprised we don't have steel pipes that are like stronger. I would not be surprised if they don't add that in later on. Um, that we get like a second tier, maybe a steel pipe that can hold a higher pressure. Seems like that would be a good idea. Yeah. Well, no, we've had the base completely depressurized, and had it been negative 20 degrees or negative 60 degrees Celsius in here, and that line will still blow. And I don't know what it is. I'm actually trying to I'm thinking about moving it and see if it's just something in that spot. But they said the devs have basically come back and said that there's something that's causing, there's some bug that the game is thinking that there is a spark being caused inside that pipe and making it explode. Yeah, because we have the exact same setup over here in the furnace room, which is the hottest spot in the base. Right here is the exact same setup, and this never explodes. Yes. Yeah, but that's the same thing here. This is a block behind it is steel as well. Yeah, and it is the exact same logic setup. Exact same system right there. Yet, and they're actually set to identical settings. But the other one explodes all the time. This one has never exploded. I think it's only exploded once, and that's because I accidentally overpressurized it because I kicked it in manually and forgot. And I like our little override light. I am thinking about changing that to a motion sensor, though. I want to see if I put it in here, but I might not, because if we change this room around, then it probably wouldn't be worth doing. Yes. You're talking about that circuit and that circuit? Yes. Every room on the base is on its own circuit. Um, oh, were you talking to me? Sorry. I was running around looking at these, which is really, really annoying. Luckily, all this does is just fills up our welder tank. So it's not that big of a deal. We can pop one in, I run it, and then eventually it ends up exploding again, and we pop a new section of pipe in there, and it's good to go. Which reminds me, I should just go ahead and put a new section up. Well, no, I'm not, because I've got to put a pipe analyzer back in there as well. No, nope, it's not. It's we've checked that because that was a problem I had. I had a batch writer here on accident, and it was making both of these run at the same time, and I fixed that. Um, but we've had the problem ongoing since then anyway. So yes, this one, and that's why they're all labeled. So oxy mixer, oxy anti display, and then that one's just a gas mixer, and then there was a fuel mix analyzer. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try to move it and see if that maybe corrects the issue. Um, all right. We're at 2 hours and almost 15 minutes. So we're going to call it good for this episode. I do plan on doing a stream tomorrow. It'll be after work in the evening. I'll probably, as soon as I get off work, I'll probably load up the base, let it idle, get the temperature down, um, and let those batteries finish charging, which they are pretty close. So we should be doing pretty good. Um, and then we will pick up off. We're probably going to keep expanding radiator systems, work on that a little bit more. I don't know. We'll see. I definitely want to get the oxygen system, the Mars atmosphere pulled in and getting filtered, so we can get a stockpile of CO2, um, and basically everything off the Mars atmosphere, probably except for the pollution. I want to collect, let it go to its tank, and then we're going to set it on a logic circuit so that it does not overpressurize the tank, and then it'll shut it off. So we'll let it pressurize to, like, I don't know, 10 MPa or something, which is going to be in a large tank a huge amount. But we can get oxygen, nitrogen, I think CO2, and I think we can get some not hydrogen. There is pollution as well. So that we definitely want to get running up again soon. And oh, look, full batteries. Um, and the other thing we've got to do too is once these are fully charged, we should actually need another battery for down below in the base. Uh, yeah, and I think we got a few other things, but the plan is we'll get the atmosphere coming in, we'll get our CO2, a steady CO2 supply, and we can get the greenhouse up and running to make O2 again, like we were before. But I think we're definitely going to be working on the cooling for a little bit here coming up. And I do want to move that smeltery for the gases like outside. And maybe we'll just combine. We'll figure out what we're going to do with this space. We got this one space, so maybe we'll just block it off and give it a little bit bigger landing over here. Just take out these 4 blocks. I don't know. We just have to move. We've got piping running down there. Yeah, we'll have to figure that one out. Anyway, we got some stuff to do. Okay. Well, it's not huge. I mean, usually stocking up on mining usually lasts us for a while, unless we've got, you know, giant radiator systems or putting in a whole bunch of walls where we're burning through a ton of resources. Um, no, I haven't, and I'm not going to worry about it yet because I haven't even used that. I'm not even sure, honestly, if I've got a battery in there. No, I don't. And you can see the tank's ruptured. So, because we had issues before, and I think even the jet tank is ruptured. Yeah. So, um, hey, I can throw it on and go walk over there and go walk over there and put a tank in. It's not an issue. Honestly, that should not have exploded. Um, not sure why those exploded because there is a pressure regulator back behind there, um, on both of those. So it should have kept it. The only thing I can think of is that when we initially filled it, the base was really, really cold. And then after the base heated up, it overpressurized the line and blew it. So that's probably what happened. But yeah, I might throw a large battery in there, now that I've recycled them all. Oh no, we actually have a few in the airlocks and whatnot. But that's enough to. We can even throw a small one in there. That's enough for us to walk there to there. You know. Um, but yes. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. We got a bit of stuff going. We got our atmospherics broke. Hey, 2 episodes in a row, atmospherics is broke. At least this time it told us they broke. Um, and note to self: if you think the atmospherics are broke, yet it does not tell you that the atmospherics are broke, try to use your torch. Because if the torch doesn't light, the atmospherics are broke. Um, all right. Well, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, we'll do a stream tomorrow and we'll continue on. Have a good night.